going to learn that how can we change the rows into columns, how can we pivot the columns, or how can we unpivot the columns. So like you can see here that this Excel sheet is created in not a very appropriate way. So we can do this in Excel as well, but first we will see how we can do it in Power BI. So let me just bring this in. So now we can bring it into this, and coming into Power Query Editor, we just transform data first. So I can see that it has picked up the column names, but it's still not appropriate because Excel sheet was not made in that way. So what I'm going to do is, if I say that use this first column as a header. First, let me show you that what's happening, that these three from 2013 to 17 is a revenue as it was shown in the Excel table, and this one is shown as a quantity, but here everything got mixed up. But let me just fix it. So we can use first as a header. Now you can say it has brought up these, and now it has made this as 2013 underscore 1. We will fix that as well. First of all, let me just change the names, and we can say it continent and country, and this is city. Now we can see that it has given this as a heading in Excel, and we assume that they all belong to North America underneath, and for Europe, they all belong to Europe underneath. So what I'm going to do, I select these columns which need to be fixed, and I go into transform and I say, sorry, I go into fill and I say fill down. So it will fill these with the same names. So that's fixed. And here the rest of things are fine. Now what I'm going to do, I have to select these three columns, and I'm going to unpivot these columns into rows. So what I'm going to do is I have to go and say unpivot other columns, means the ones which are not selected. So when I press this, this will come like this. So now you can see that for each of the year this has happened. So if you can see, these are revenues and these are quantities, and so on so for each state and continent and country. So now what we are going to do is I'm going to add another column based on a condition here. So what I'll do, I can click anywhere and I just say conditional column, and I have to pick the column says attribute at the moment, and I say it contains underscore with shift and minus sign. So if it contains underscore, which is all of these values, I want it to be changed to quantity because those were labeled as quantity. And otherwise, I wanted to change it to revenue. So this is how it will create another column. So now you can see that these are all quantities and this is a revenue. And now what I can do, I want to get rid of it because now we can differentiate. This column is going to help us differentiate into this. So I have to select, there are two ways to change this name. First, if I go to transform and I say extract first 4 letters, characters, yeah. So it will bring up the first 4 and this will be fixed. But Sometimes it can be a different case if all the characters are not of the same number required. So let's go back to the backstage, and what normally I do is I just click here, I say replace. Sorry, I have to replace this. So I have to go there and I replace it with 2003. So it will change all of the 2003 ones into this. Then I have to do again, and I will do 2004. So you can see it's making change. It's going to take a bit longer, but most of the time, the cases I come across, I need this solution. One is left now. So now you can see that all of these are changed, and we can differentiate them with the help of this column. Now, what we want to do is, I now want to bring it back into a pivot column, and you will see how we'll do it and what I'm trying to do. So if I click on that, so now you can see that you have created two columns, and you have divided the one column, the custom column, into revenue and quantity, and you have pivoted it back. And the air has, we will change the heading to here. So this is how we have pivoted back the revenue quantity column into revenue and quantity separate columns.